Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. So today I wanted to share with you guys my new prototype that I'm working on. And I'm going to show you guys what material I'll be using for the prototype. And let's check out the kind of the process behind it. So I started with all these designs, just kind of experimenting and messing around with some sketches. This is kind of one of the ones that I was leaning towards on the first run. And then I did another quick sketch. As you guys can see, I was kind of leaning more towards it down here as well. But just kind of getting the creative juices flowing. And I was trying to go towards a more clean design. As you can see here, a lot of sharp lines, not that many curves. But here's the one that kind of really inspired the main design. So I just really liked how the handle was basically straight, but the edge of the blade was at an angle. So it just kind of gives you more of a slicing motion, kind of puts down pressure when you're cutting through material. So that's when I realized I should probably create something that's utilitarian, so very useful throughout the day. And of course I had to add a harpoon because I love a harpoon shape. Then here's another set that I was messing around with, and I was still leaning more towards this blade shape. So definitely a sheep's foot blade. And so I finalized the design right here. As you guys can see, ended up with that kind of chunky handle, and then kind of worked my way towards this. So this one was really talking to me, and I was really just focusing more on this design, slimming it, fine-tuning it. And I gotta say, it's hard designing a knife. It's really not that easy, or as easy as you might think. At least I thought it was, but when I actually sat down and tried to design something, and try not to design something that's already out there. Also want to let you guys know that a lot of knives in my collection, a lot of my favorite makers inspired this design. So here is the final, basically, rendition of it. So I drew out the size and the blade length and all that good stuff. Then I cut it out, as you guys can see right here, and I'll show you why I did that. I took some tracing paper. I traced this exact blade shape so that I could take, and I'm sure there's 100 different ways to do this. This is just the process I know I'm capable of doing because I'm not that great with computers. I'm more of a physical kind of person. So basically I take a thumbtack and I put it on a table, and then I'll poke through the tracing paper. So make sure everything is lined up with the original, and then I'll poke through, and then this way, I'm gonna try not to poke my finger here, but what I can do now is rotate the blade to make sure there is clearance. And as you guys can see, I got it close. This is hard to do on camera, but this will clear the barrel spacer, and it'll be just enough space. It could go a little further back, but again, this is just in prototype form. So this allows me to make sure everything functions. The thumb stud clears the front of the handles. And also, after I do that, then I have to make sure, so basically the frame lock side, I have to make sure everything functions here as well. So again, a lot behind it. It took me a while to actually get to this point. And I don't know if you guys know Colin from Devo Knives. Sorry, this color is really throwing the camera off. But Colin from Devo Knives actually helped me do a computer rendition of the design, and I'll put it up on screen. You guys can check it out. But that's kind of what I'm going for. And I think, again, it's going to be very useful, and I hope I am able to do an actual prototype out of some real materials. Titanium, I'm thinking Damascus for the handles, and then to do a decent steel, again for the prototype, just to make sure it functions and works, and then we'll see what happens from there. But anyways, let's talk about the materials I'll be using. This is a very bright color, so I'll try not to keep it on the camera too long. but this is a neon yellow, neon green G10. I used this on a project a long time ago. I believe it was on a Recon 1 cold steel. I'll leave a link up to that video up here in the corner. You guys can check it out if you haven't seen it. But I had this extra material. I flattened it on one side. So this way I can copy the shape of the handles onto this material. And I'm going to use my CNC to locate the hardware holes. And I think this will just be a cool contrast against the black G10 that I'm going to use for the blade. So that's what I'm going to use for the handles. Again, black G10 for the blade. And then I do have a titanium thumb stud here that I got off of Amazon. If you guys are looking for titanium thumb studs for your Benchmades, any Benchmade, these will fit on there. And you can get them on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below where you can pick a set of these up. But that's where I got this from. And then the hardware that I'm going to be using is actually going to be off of this Kaiser, what is this? This is the Kaiser K button lock. And the reason I'm going to be using this knife or sacrificing it is because, well, this is the reason why I have trust issues with button locks, is it breaks the lock. I'm not even hitting it hard. It breaks it way too easy. So I figured I'd just use the hardware for my prototype knife. I think it'll be perfect. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And this prototype knife is actually going to be a friction folder, only because the other prototype that I did, I think it was last year. I don't know if you guys saw that, but this is what I came up with. It's a functioning prototype. It's got a frame lock. It's obviously not the greatest, but it does kind of give you a rough idea of what it's going to be like in hand. Maybe in the future I will try to make this one happen, but I wanted to do something similar, but since I am on a time constraint because Blade Show West is coming up, and I want to have my prototype ready for Blade Show West, so friction folder it is. Basically, just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what I'm working on, and I would love to have at Blade Show West. So I will keep you guys updated and make sure that I can get this done for you guys. So if you guys are attending Blade Show West, you can stop by the concept booth and check it out and get it in hand and let me know what you think. So really excited to get this done, and I hope everything goes smoothly. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you guys on the next one.